This entire vlog is just going to be about this. So if you watched the last vlog, you'll know what this is about. Basically, I bought a Blackriver deck to compare to a Berlinwood. The reason being that, Blackriver has sort of creatively taken over Berlinwood for the longest time now. I think everyone just wants to know, are these decks any different from Berlinwood? Originally, people thought that Blackriver was just going to take over Berlinwood and get rid of the name Berlinwood and just essentially make Berlinwood decks and then label them Blackriver boards. I'm here to find out whether or not that's true. In my last vlog, I also mentioned that Denise, who is part owner and management of Blackriver, she actually sent me an extra board and the quarter pipe as well that goes with the whole Envoyage series, which I am so grateful for. You guys know though that free stuff does not impact my honest reviews, so keep that in mind. Oh my gosh, there is so much stuff in there. What the hell? Look at this bag of stickers, what the heck? There's this thing here that says boards inside. I think this is the quarter. This is one of the decks. That's empty now. Got a ton of these Envoyage stickers. Look at that. They're iridescent too. They're shiny. Got a bunch of these Ruben Young stickers as well. All these Envoyage stickers. These were actually my favorite Blackriver stickers ever. I thought they were so cute. Fingerboarding ruined my life. Bunch of Blackriver stickers. And then white versions. More Blackriver stickers. This is insane. Fingerboarding prohibited. Just a ton of them. There's still more in the bag. Bunch of Blackriver truck stickers. As I said in my last video, I've peaked. This is the peak of my fingerboarding career. Aside from getting sponsored. I can't believe I'm getting free stuff from Blackriver. I forget which album this is from, band album, but basically that design, but Blackriver stickers. Vertical versions, or this is vertical too, but longer versions, I guess. Big Blackriver pirate stickers, poster stickers, and I actually own this obstacle too. Geldo, I don't actually know if that's how you pronounce his name, but he's really good. And just a couple of these big Berlinwood stickers. I'm actually in shock of how crazy this unboxing is already so far, and we've just done stickers. Alright, I think I'll do the quarter pipe next. Very securely wrapped. And there's even some cardboard around it too. So I actually have quite a few quarter pipes already, but now I'll have this Blackriver one, and it's super cool because it's purple. Wow. Look at that. That is so cool. I can't believe this, Denise. This is crazy. Okay, so this is a Blackriver deck. Packaging is really cool. Blackriver fingerboards deliver the best performance to your fingers, handmade with attention and love to every detail. Only the finest materials are used. All right, let's look at the board. For Annie, thanks for your support. Best, Denise. This is the board I got. It's the Envoyage, what's it called? Late Summer Edition decks. And this color is the apricot color, which is really nice. I really liked how this whole series just looked in general, just especially the apricot. I just love how it's a very light and muted faded color. This is the X wide classic shape. This is where my confusion came in as to whether or not the shape was going to be the exact same as a Berlinwood deck. But yeah, it's a 33.3 millimeter. This is also a 5-ply board. So Blackriver decks are normally 7 plies, and this edition is just 5 plies. So let's just open it up. Bunch more of these stickers. Sheet of rip tape. I think they've changed the rip tape. I really didn't like how the oldest version of rip tape felt. And then I really liked the Slim and Catchy, but then Slim and Catchy changed and it was basically similar to the old rip tape. But this is the perfect in between with the Blackriver logo on there too. This shape is super high. This board I have is a classic Berlinwood shape. The shapes are definitely not the same. This is also 5 plies. The concave is not the same. I also don't know what the newer Berlin woods look like, if I'm honest, because I haven't bought a Berlin wood deck in a really long time. This is the mothership graphic from I don't know when, at least 4 years ago, I'd say. So the nose and tail of the Blackriver board, the kicks are the same, basically. I'd say the tail is just slightly, very, very slightly lower, but you can't really tell. Concave is pretty high. See how high the concave is? The Berlin wood deck overall is just slightly lower, but this deck is a beauty. It's got Envoyage edition engraved in it. This is gorgeous, and the plies are beautiful too. So you see the top is maple black, and the bottom. I love that. So the first mystery is solved. The Blackriver classic shape is not the same as the Berlin wood. Great news. All right, so now we have this little thing here which says boards inside. There's 3 decks in there. It's not just one, there's 3 decks in there. Got this little card. Hi Annie, I decided to give you a 7-ply too so you can compare the boards. The blue and yellow edition Envoyage boards are B-stock. Didn't like how they looked. Everything else is normal. Enjoy the quarter. Looking forward to your review. If you have any questions, let me know. Best wishes, Denise. 3 boards? I was only supposed to get 2. I was only supposed to get 1 extra. What the hell? Let's compare what's different here. Kicks are not as defined, the dips are not as defined, which means the deck is just lower overall. But the kicks are relatively the same height, I'd say. Now the 7-ply deck looks kind of similar, oddly enough, to the Berlin wood shape, at least the old one. This is a super thick board. I'm not used to writing 7 plies at all, but this is a Ruben Young graphic. Really nice. I love partial graphics, you guys know. I'm definitely gonna set up, actually I need to set up all 3 of these boards now because I need to compare them. So I'm gonna do the BRoll first. I made the first half of this video a couple of weeks ago and I'm still in shock that I got most of this stuff free. A few days after filming the unboxing, I finally got the chance to set up both a classic shape and the low shape. It's been a pretty busy couple of weeks with work, but I still managed to get a couple of solid sessions in, and it's safe to say that these decks are good quality boards. Of course, I expected nothing less from the biggest company in fingerboarding. I'm gonna spend the rest of this video reviewing the Envoyage series of stuff, and then finally I'm gonna move on to the 7-ply deck. So let's get started on these special edition 5-ply boards. As usual, I set these up with pretty much the exact same stuff, dynamic trucks and classic cartwheels. The only thing that's slightly different is the bushings, but both of the bushing sets are soft bushings. The biggest difference is definitely the grip. I have FBS on the classic shape and the rip tape that the board came with on the lower shape. The first thing I noticed about both of these boards were that they felt thinner and lighter than most of the boards I've been riding lately. A general concern in the community seems to be that the craftsmanship isn't the best that it can be. I want to preface that the only deck I can really judge that on is one I bought because the other decks are B-stock boards. So whilst I do see some rounding and sanding issues, like this little bit here where the bottom ply blends into the next, for me, it definitely hasn't affected performance whatsoever. The fact that there is such thing as B-stock boards for them is a really good sign, and it's really encouraging because assuming that they don't sell them, it means that they're not just selling every single thing that they put out. There is some sort of system of quality control. I think a natural instinct is to compare these to Berlin woods, which is obviously very reasonable and makes a lot of sense. Like I said, these boards feel thinner and lighter, and in comparison to a Berlin wood, that definitely still is the case. When you ride these two decks next to a classic Berlinwood, the classic Blackriver deck feels a little higher, the concave is a little higher, and the lower mold is, well, lower than the classic shape. The concave is way flatter, but the kicks are around the same. They're both medium high. Actually, all three boards have medium to high kicks. From what I remember, the Berlinwood low mold is lower than the Blackriver low, but don't quote me on that because I haven't had one of those decks in a really long time. I say that from what I've been able to observe, one similarity is that both Berlinwood decks and Blackriver decks have a pointier tail. The finishing of these decks is really nice. They don't use a spray lacquer, I don't think, and if they do, it's definitely not obvious. My guess is that they use some sort of oil or something like that to preserve the original and authentic look of the wood grain. Out of the classic and the lower shape, I definitely prefer the lower shape. The classic is just a little too aggressive for me, but that's just down to personal preference. You guys know I like lower shape boards anyway. As you guys saw in the first half of this video, I got the entire Envoyage series decks, but I only set 2 of them up to test out. Eventually I will be setting up the yellow board, or I might actually do a giveaway depending. But otherwise, these decks go for 40 euros each. So the last thing that's part of the Envoyage series, which isn't actually a deck, is the special edition light purple ceramic quarter, which is basically exactly the same as the regular ceramic quarter, only it's in light purple. So firstly, some dimensions. This is 15 cm in length, 7 cm in depth, and 4.5 cm tall. There's some cool engravings, which I think also is the case for the regular ceramic quarter as well, of the Blackriver logo and just the word Blackriver on the back. The only other quarter that I have to compare this to is my Harrier quarter, which is noticeably smaller. The first thing I noticed when riding the Blackriver quarter was that the curve is pretty exaggerated. If you look at the Harrier quarter, the angle is straighter and not as curvy. I actually like the exaggerated angle a bit more. It creates a better feel when you're riding onto the top of the obstacle. The only thing I wish is that the ceramic or concrete was actually purple, like colored purple itself, and not just painted. Once you wear down the obstacle a little bit, the purple starts coming off. But I also don't know whether that's just an issue with materials or what they're working with right now. Overall, it's a very solid obstacle. The paint thing really doesn't affect how it rides at all. I really love the color, and I like that it's wider too. It definitely doesn't feel similar to any of the other concrete obstacles that I have right now. You can get one of these for 30 euros on the site. So finally, we have the 7-ply board. For this, I used BRT and Vortex Trucks baseplate hybrids, and again, some cartwheels to try and keep the weight and overall feel the same. As we've seen, the plies that Blackriver are using are kind of thinner, and because of that, the 7-ply deck actually feels like a common deck in terms of its weight. If you don't already know, 7 plies is actually the Blackriver standard. The 5 ply is just like a special edition. The 7 plies also only come in the classic shape, and I don't know whether it's because of the thickness of the board, but the concave does feel a little lower than the 5 ply boards. Between the 5 ply and the 7 ply, I definitely prefer the overall feel of the 7 ply. So I'm not gonna lie, when Blackriver reached out to send me a couple of things free, I was both excited and conflicted. Some of you may know that Blackriver has been getting some heat recently because of some past issues, and with the new Blackriver decks, people were worried about what this meant for Berlinwood. It was a complete sigh of relief when I unboxed these decks because, like I said at the beginning of the video, these are not the same as Berlinwoods. Ultimately, the shapes are different. More than that, the products are of course good quality, and I love that the late summer series has an overall different vibe to the other Blackriver graphics. It's super simple, very subdued. I like that it's just plain colors, and you could tell that the color selection was very purposeful. I just love the overall look of everything in the Envoyage series. I can't thank Blackriver enough, especially Denise, for sending me all this free stuff. I never thought that Blackriver would ever reach out to me to make a video, and so I'm really grateful for this opportunity. If there's anything I forgot to cover in this review, definitely let me know in the comments. I know it's been a long time since I uploaded a video. Work's just been a little crazy recently. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a joy for me to make. Thank you all for watching, and thank you again to Denise. Unrelated to this video, video, I do have a couple of decks that I'm putting up for sale, so go check that out on my Instagram. But other than that, I'll see you in the next video.